This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to GoOnlineTrainings.com. So, I'm going to be discussing today about cube aggregations, right? So, yesterday we had created a partitions, right? So, when you go to the cube structure and you could see a lot of partitions. These are very, very important equations, okay? What is the cube partitions? Why are we going to be implementing them? The next one is that what is the storage modes? MOLAP, ROLAP, HOLAP, and what is the default mode? So that is also next question. The next one we need to understand whenever you create a partition. For example, if you go to new partition, click on this, you will be able to see a step here. So what is the step you're going to be having? You need to give where clause and everything. So click next. It'll give you design aggregations later, design aggregations for the partitions now, blah blah blah. So what is the meaning of aggregations? And you can also see an aggregations tab. Clear? We can also see an aggregation step. Let us understand what is the aggregation, right? Need for aggregations. So I'm talking about today what aggregations. So what is the need? Let me tell you. So need for aggregations, demo on aggregations to improve the performance of the MDX queries. For example, you're writing a query and MDX is not written properly or aggregations are missing for the some dimensions. So these are the two, reasons why MDX query is a very, very slow. Okay. Let me tell you what is the meaning of MDX is not written properly. That is a developer's issue. So it did not write the proper syntax. You can rewrite it. But you have written the proper MDX query. Even though you have written proper MDX query, aggregations are not happening proper. That means it is taking a lot of time to give you the thing. Clear? So it is taking a lot of time to get the data. So every time you are getting irritated. Why? Because it is very, very slow. Whenever you execute that query, the query will take time. So let me give you a simple example why it is slow. You go to a restaurant, you have a bigger menu, right? So they'll say that we have a grilled chicken, we have this one, we have that one, we have this burger, that burger. Lot of items are displayed, and you just go there and they'll tell you, you order something, we can give you the order in 3 minutes, 1 minute, 2 minutes, like that. Why? How come they can serve everything in 1 minute? Because before you go, the food is cooked and kept ready on the tray, right? So simply you go there, pay the amount, and get the food. So if you don't serve within 5 minutes, you take the full cash. Complete, bill amount will be refunded. Something like this we are able to see, right? That means what? Whatever be the items that is there in the menu, those are cooked already. You simply go there and they are going to be serving. Clear? But the issue is that if the menu contains 1,000 items, and out of 1,000 items, people are buying only, let us say, some 20, 30 items heavily. Remaining items nobody is buying, but the menu has that. So now the dilemma: will I prepare all the 1,000 items, and can I keep the board saying that if you don't get any food item within 5 minutes, I refund the bill amount? Can I say like that? No, you will not be able to do, because you have thousands of varieties that items are available, but a few items are ready. You order something that will be given in 1 minute. But if you order something else, people will say, sir, it needs to be cooked. You need to wait for some time. So, however, you are going to be waiting there for some food. You can get it very quickly, some food item which is there in the menu, but you cannot get it immediately. You have to wait for it. Clear? What is the meaning of that? The meaning is very simple. The food is not prepared yet in the restaurant. Am I clear? Any question? The food is not prepared yet in the restaurant. Why the food is not prepared? Because restaurant owners are thinking this may be, taken by the consumers today or not. That they are not have any kind of a clue, right? So they may not prepare all the food and keep it ready, but the menu has. They have raw materials and everything. If you order the food, you need to wait for 20 minutes. The same logic is also implemented in your aggregations. When we process the cube, right click, and when we say process the cube, we're talking about full process. When we're saying full process, you go and click on the full process. Even though we say full process, cube is not going to prepare all aggregations and keeping ready, because preparing 1,000 items from the menu will take a lot of time, and tomorrow you're not going to be using that. If you don't use that, the first question, why will I spend time to create it? The second time, I need to store the data in my cube database, and there is a space waste there. So there are two problems there. So what Microsoft is telling, okay, maximum time, maximum menu items are ready and available in the kitchen. But at least some 10-20% of the items which are not available in the kitchen, because these food items are not ordered regularly. Once in a while we get some order. So why should I keep the food ready? Why should I cook the food today? And if nobody is using eating the food, ordering the food, why should I waste the food? Clear? One is I'm spending the time, spending money, and nobody is ordering the food. Why should I waste? The same, the same logic is implemented here. Even though there is a full processing is available, lot of permutations and combinations will not happen on the fly. It is going to be doing maximum combinations. For example, what is the total sales? What is the sales happen year wise, month wise, quarter wise? It may going to give you state wise, country wise, state wise, like that. But you wanted to have, I wanted to have a brand called some peculiar brand in October 15th, and in India called a state called Andhra Pradesh, a city called some blah blah blah. What is the sales? Clear? So it is a completely complicated equation. So once in a while you ask this kind of a questions. Clear? So this is a complicated equation. The cube wouldn't have processed the data, and you don't get aggregation for it. Clear? So when you write MDX query, drag and drop this, and the cube will go and look for aggregation. Aggregation is missing, right? You go to the restaurant, 10 items are cooked already, but the order is coming from the 11th item. You go and check, that is not yet prepared. So what you do? You ask the chef to prepare on the fly. Clear? The same thing is going to be happening here. You go and the MDX aggregation is not done there. So what a cube is going to be doing? It is going to be performing aggregations then and there. Because of that, the customer has to wait, because food is being prepared now by chef. Now you need to wait for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Then you will get angry. What is that going on there? I have ordered 30 minutes back, and whenever I come here, so your people are taking 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I don't want to come to your hotel, because every time, whenever order this food, you are preparing on the fly. Clear? Why? Because aggregation is missing. When the aggregation is missing, cube does not have the totals and for the given MDX, so it is going to be aggregating that later. But probably many people are ordering the same item, because every time many management guys are working on the same report. It is taking lot of time. It is taking lot of time. Now what you do? Every time will you prepare? Because if you process the cube is not going to be aggregating the data. So by whenever you open the hotel, you're preparing only 10 items. 11th item is not opened. But nowadays many people are asking for the 11th item. What you do? You include the 11th item also in your aggregations. Why? Because many people are ordering the item nowadays. Clear? So now what you do, you also create aggregations for that missing aggregations. Clear? You go there. Now you know that some aggregations did not happen because of that. When you write some MDX queries which are very, very slow, but nowadays many reports, you know, with the missing aggregations are taking a lot of time. Many people are complaining that I need this report to be executed very, very faster. So what you do? You have to include that missing aggregation in your aggregation. So how to do that? So you go we have an aggregation tab here. So you have a sales aggregation. So this is where you need to create your new aggregation. Assign aggregation design, usage based aggregation. When you click on this, it will open a wizard. Okay. So when you click on this, welcome to usage based optimization. So engine knows that these aggregations are missing and the people are asking for it. Clear? So where did I click? You need to go there and click on this. Click. So when you click next, don't show this page again. So and I wanted to, click aggregations and all of this. Missing aggregations are going to be performed now. Clear? Many people are working and creating a lot of MDX queries, lot of SSRS reports or Power BI reports being, executed, but aggregations are not there. So every time on the fly, cube is getting processed. So you click on next. Now I say, what is that I would like to use? What is that? Something is missing. 1 minute. Yeah. So I need to click on the first one, design aggregations. So when I design aggregations, I click next. So I have to design aggregations for, let us do it for once, okay? For this, part. Let me simply go and click next. Okay. By default, it is going to be creating a lot of aggregations. So, and if you say full, based on this value, all permutations and combinations of aggregations are going to be performed. Now whether you use it or don't use it, since it is there in the menu, I'll be preparing the food and keeping it ready. So this will give you a lot of issues, and never do this. So never do this, and don't unrestricted means all items will get prepared. So always you choose the default values and set all to default only. You don't click on full, or you don't click on unrestricted. It'll take a lot of time, and you click on default. Whatever the aggregations are missing, which are not happening, that now getting included in this. Clear? So earlier the chef is coming to the restaurant and preparing 10 items. But tomorrow when he comes, is going to be getting one more list, one more item called 11th item. For the 11th item also will be prepared by many orders are going to come. Clear? When you say default, that is sufficient, click next. So it is going to be counting number of rows which are available. Based on that, it is going to be performing a lot of aggregations. Click next. Now you say estimated storage reaches. So I will be keep on creating aggregations. Okay. And till I reach this much of a space in the cube, or I get this performance gain of 30%. Or when you click your stop, I will be preparing. For example, you have 20 items in the menu. You tell them that where I would like to where you want me to stop, I will stop it. Otherwise, I'll be preparing all 20 items. So the owner will say you stop at the menu 15. So only prepare 15 items in the morning. So after that, you don't do that. Something like this, so you can gain. Do not design aggregations at all. I click stop. At least performance gain 20%, 40%. So I need to have it. Some more aggregations you need to include. So performance gain reaches this one. So I would like to or estimated something, whatever you would like to have it. So this is the one you need to give and click on start. It is going to be preparing lot of items for aggregations. So click next. So this is my aggregation number one. Clear? So deploy and process now, save the aggregation, but not process them now. Clear? So now the aggregation is ready. What is the meaning? So your owner telling you that tomorrow when you come to the restaurant, you include not only 10 items, you also include the 11th item, right? So those aggregations are ready. When you process the cube, what will happen? The chef is not going to prepare 10 items, is going to be preparing 11th item also. Clear? So that is what will happen. So what is the aggregations? that is missing. So that will get added now. If it is still not added, you need to still increase. Go there, 40% you have given, you increase to 60%, 70%. You click on the run process. Now you ask them to, execute the same MDX query, same report, and you should be able to get a good process. Clear? So that is what. Sometimes you are not going to be having proper aggregations. Aggregations are missing. Aggregations are missing many reasons. One is that it may miss, or sometimes what will happen when you double click on this. For example, I have a category name. I go to right click and say properties. Okay, whatever be the reason. So in this also people will say one property. If that property is on, it will not get processed. That is also there. Clear? I don't get that. So don't order by order. Is aggregatable. Is aggregatable. Sometimes we have to make, it will be by default false. Clear? That means it is not going to be aggregating the data on this column. For example, I have some column. For example, let me, I don't want to aggregate based on this column. So what I do, I simply go there and is aggregatable, make it to false. I don't want to use this column for aggregations because category wise sales we get it. Product name wise sales we get it. We never say product price wise sales. That is completely useless, right? We never aggregate something. If sometimes what happens, the aggregations are missing because is aggregatable property is false. Clear? So that is also one more reason aggregations are missing for that column. Clear? So whenever you process, so some columns are missing where the aggregations are not done. It could be, it could be the reason that you have been is aggregatable is true or false, right? So you can go to the product or you can go to the customer or you would go to the location. I don't want to aggregate it by some column. So here I need aggregations for all columns. If you go right click and go to properties, is aggregatable, make it to true. So for all these things, sometimes we will be having this property as false, so that aggregations are missing at that level as well. Clear? So these are the couple of reasons where the aggregations are missing. You are going to be making it to true and come back here and design an aggregation. So when you process the cube, these new aggregations also going to be performed whenever you reprocess the cube. That is what is called cube aggregations, and pretty much easy. So this is what we're going to be doing. So is aggregatable. If it is false, then definitely, right? So aggregations are happening probably at the one column level, but multiple permutations and combinations not been taken and not been added. So that is also one more case where it's been happening. Clear? So that is what is very, very important, guys. So why aggregations? So how do you improve the cube performance? Right? So all these things are the questions asked. So you should be able to tell them that partitions is one thing that we can do. Aggregation is second thing we can do. The third thing is aggregatable by default true, but if you make it a false, aggregations are not going to be happening on that column. So there are a couple of reasons that we can tell them in the interview. Thank you, guys. Bye.